So I thought it might be helpful, Father, if we could just go through some of the most common talking points and arguments that we hear in favor of abortion. If you could possibly refute some of those for us and just give us some kind of ammunition of sorts that we could use, since this is such a prevalent topic today. I know so many of our viewers, enter into discussions about this abortion issue, and so I thought this program could perhaps be a good reference tool for them to come back to. They've kind of positioned to this new argument that while some lives have more value than others, and they'll say the mother's life has more value than that child's life that's growing in her womb. Father, what is wrong with that idea, though, of some lives being more valuable than others? I mean, we have things like Secret Servicemen who are ready and willing to sacrifice their life to protect, say, a president or a senator or something. So doesn't that imply, that senator, that president, his life is more valuable than, say, his bodyguard or his Secret Service agent who's following him around? Any truth to that at all?
Soldiers go into battle too, and they risk their lives as well, right? Those who make these decisions, for example, a soldier is going to battle, firefighters, police officers, and so on. What they're saying is not necessarily that my life is less valuable than the other life. They may be saying, well, I'm risking my life to save them from certain death, generally, or I'm putting my life at risk in order to save them from whatever danger they're in. So it's basically a matter of risk, in a sense, risk management. Would a firefighter go into a burning building with the idea, well, I know I'm going to go in there and die with everybody else. There's no hope of saving anyone. Anyway, I'm just going to go in there and die. Well, that's not their idea. Nor were the police officers saying, well, okay, there are people being injured and dying there. I'm just going to go in and die with them because there's nothing I can do to save them. No, what they're trying to do is use their training, right, to save them both. That's their objective, right? So they're not actually, weighing the value of one life against another. On the other hand, Secret Servicemen might say, okay, well, I would put my life in danger for, let's say, the President of the United States because this is a service to my country. And yes, I'm called by the virtue of piety sometimes to place my life at risk for my country's sake. A parent would risk his or her life, well, literally in a heartbeat for a child, right? This is very natural. This is as it should be, right? That the parent would love the child that much to put himself or herself at risk, maybe even grave danger of dying for the child. This is not a comparison of whose life is worth more. As our Lord said it, greater love than this no man hath, that he laid down his life for his loved ones, right? So it's not a matter of saying my life is worth more than yours. It's just that if I can place myself even at risk for your sake, I leave that in God's hands, but I'm going to do what I can to save you. It's a very different matter than a woman saying, this baby, because it is a baby, now growing in my womb, at my invitation, 99.999% of the time, this baby is a human being, it is my child, but it has a human life that is not worth my life. And so, yes, I could give birth to this baby, take responsibility for this baby, raise this baby, and to have a life of his or her own, and still continue my own life and carry on. And maybe it's not going to be the life that I had in mind. Maybe I won't get that PhD or that master's degree and whatever and have this fabulous career. But still, I can't sacrifice my child's life for the sake of a career on Wall Street. That would not be right. Tom, there was a time when fathers were actually blamed by their wives, the mothers of their children, for neglecting the children because the fathers were so taken up with work, so taken up with their careers, that the fathers had little time for the children. Because the fathers had all these meetings and they were busy pursuing a separate life from their families, and the mothers resented that. I mean, there were divorces that would happen over that because women would be so upset that the kids were growing up basically orphaned in the sense that they had no active fathers in their lives. Now the mothers are sacrificing their child's lives, paying someone to murder them because they want to get this college degree. They want this career in fashion or medicine or whatever it is they want. There was a time when women universally found fault with the men for acting this way, and now the women they're going far beyond anything the men did. The women are willing to kill the children. Imagine in the old days, a father saying, look, honey, I just can't be bothered, okay? This child just takes too much time, and I have better things to do with my life, okay? So you back off, leave me alone, let me pursue my own career. I'm earning good money for you, that you should be happy with that. How does that even compare with someone saying, look, this child really is a real problem. It takes too much responsibility, so let's just kill it. Well, this is what the women are doing now. And we're supposed to say, This is their sacred right. They defend it with such rage because it is a hellish thing, and rage is a hellish thing. Abortion is a hellish thing. But this is what women do, and it all gets back to their idea that some lives are more human than others. Well, they join the ranks of Hitler. They join the ranks of Mao Zedong. They join the ranks of Joseph Stalin. They're in the same ranks as these people because they all had the same idea. Some lives are more human than others, are worth more than others. The words of every tyrant who's ever lived. Their lives are only worth as much as they can do to serve me in my power.